And we're back. My phone turned on because of course it did. So, game two was way different than game one. It looked like Montreal, even towards the end too. I was about to say Vegas kind of started controlling it, but even towards the end, Montreal looked good. So there was a lot of game changes. Kulak was out. Jeff Petrie was in, who looked like he smoked meth before the game. And Chandler Stevenson, the first line center, is out. So you could argue that was why Vegas lost in the faceoff circle tonight. We'll get into that later. And Patrick Brown is in. And John Murrill, an offensive defenseman, has returned. And Alexander Romanov is out. And I know Romanov had a big veteran presence, or not a big veteran presence, a big physical hitting presence in game one. And people were arguing, oh, we might not be as physical, and you're wrong. We'll get into the stats, but you were wrong. So the game started off with a tuck chance that was stopped by Price. By the way, the starting goalies were Price and Fleury because, duh. And there was a Petrie slap shot that was stopped. And look at that. He's already making a difference just I think it was 2 or 3 minutes into the game, which is really impressive. And that just goes to show how important Jeff Petrie is to this team. There was a tuck pass to Janmark that was fanned. If a couple plays by Janmark tonight weren't fanned and were actually shots, we could have had a different result. Janmark had a frustrating game. And then there was a goal. Joel Armia, who had literally 7 goals during the regular season, already has 5 from Edmondson and Perry, and we'll get into Perry later, but he had himself one hell of a game. It's 1-0 Habs. There was a deflection shot that was stopped by Price. There was many of those in this game. And then Corey Perry got a penalty for tripping. So, or no, that's Jeff Petrie. I got a penalty for tripping, not Corey Perry. The way I have it written is it looks like it's 2 R's instead of a T and an R. So, it was actually Jeff Petrie for tripping. And then Zach Whitecloud had a chance during that penalty kill that was stopped by Price. And then Toffoli scores from a great no-look pass from Cole Caulfield, who look at Caulfield. He literally looks like a regular in the playoffs. And this is his, 10th playoff game? There's more, but 10th, 12th, 15th at the most. Crazy. That's just insane. That just goes to show how lethal Caulfield's going to be. And from Jeff Petrie as well to make it 2-0 Habs. Then there was a late Gallagher shot in that period that was stopped by Fleury, and look at that. Vegas is in a 2-0 hole at the end of the first. Now, they will come back, though. But the second, they really didn't. There was a Pacioretty shot that hit the post. I love how Vegas Twitter just tweeted out post and took the O and replaced it with an angry emoji. That's what I love about Twitter. The NHL and all their teams, every team, except the Flyers and the Coyotes. Well, no, not even the Coyotes. Except the Flyers, because I'm biased. They all make Twitter fun. The Flyers just make Twitter boring and annoying. Price just robbed Martinez. And I don't know if he got a piece of it, if it hit his stick, if it hit his blocker, if it hit his head. But he robbed Martinez. And if that puck went in, we would have had a very different game. There was a Joel Armia penalty for holding that was killed off. Price made some big saves during that penalty kill, by the way. Price looked shut down. And then Paul Byron scored. Second of the playoffs. We don't see Byron scoring too often. I think his first goal, it was his first goal, but his last goal in the playoffs, I think, was that backhand on his knees against the Leafs in Game 1. From Kotkaniemi and Edmondson. Edmondson had himself one hell of a game as well. I would put him in the honorable mentions for 3 stars. But we may want to look at something that happened later. It's 3-0. And then there was another Janmark shot I have written down here that was also fanned. So, just like I said, Janmark had a very frustrating game. In the last game and in the games before that, he really clicked in the playoffs, but just not this game. Then Pietrangelo scored his second of the playoffs from Pacioretty and Keegan Colasar. Talk about an underrated player. He makes it 3-1, so it looks like Vegas gets on the board. And then there was a big scruffle with 17 seconds left. There was no penalties assessed, surprisingly. And that was it for the second. 3-1 Montreal. In the third period, there was a Tuck breakaway shot that was stopped by Price. And look, I didn't really record anything until the last 5 minutes because first off, it was boring, and I have the biggest cold in the universe, and it makes me want to die. Like of all times to get a cold, it's during the playoffs. I should be fine by next week though. There was a Riley Smith shot that was also stopped by Carey Price. Then there was a Corey Perry shot that was stopped by that was denied by Price. Don't be surprised next game. If Perry plays like he did this game, he could very well get himself on the board in Montreal. There was a Shea Theodore chance that was stopped by Carey Price. And like I said, Price just a brick wall. And then Pietrangelo scores his third of the playoffs for Marchessault and Carlson to make it 3-2 with not that much time left. And then Toffoli with a literally game-saving play. He luckily deflects the puck with his stick. If he doesn't deflect that puck is going in. That net was wide open, and that Stone. We all know Stone shot's lethal. So Toffoli with a game-saving play. There was a Carlson backhand breakaway that was stopped by Price. Even Pierre said he's like Marchessault didn't really, or not Marchessault. Carlson really didn't have room, so don't put this on him. And he was also talking about how, the ice looks great here. The temperature outside is 115 degrees. I mean, yeah, it's hot as hell and it's Vegas, but I don't care, Pierre. Just commentate. And then Fleury was then pulled with 1:33 seconds left. Didn't do anything. And then we get back to this Edmondson thing. Edmondson was down after a hit by Carlson. You may want to look at that. You may want to evaluate him before the next game. That could be an injury. It did look like he hit the wall pretty hard, and he was like this up against the wall. So that could turn into something big. And if you lose Edmondson with, a lot of defensemen and players out already, like Evans, that hits that defense hard because he's probably one of their best top four. There was a Knights timeout with 50 seconds left. A lot of weird things to happen then. And then my final piece of notes, I thought I was going to regret this, but I didn't. Just very good defense by Montreal through those last 50 seconds. They didn't give Vegas anything. Nothing. So Montreal holds out and beats Vegas 3-2. The shots were 31-23 in favor of Vegas. The funny thing was, after the first period, it was like 21-7. If I'm right. Or not 21-7. I think it was... after the second period, it was 14-7, and Vegas just started rolling. Power plays, Montreal had none because Vegas is the cleanest team on earth and the most spoiled team. Just kidding. And Vegas, was 0-2. And Montreal had 53 hits, Vegas had 43. 3 starts of the game were Philip Denault, very good on the faceoff. Shea Weber, very good defensively. Pietrangelo scored 2 goals. And you could argue Joel Edmondson for that honorable mention, but I put Corey Perry because I thought Perry had one heck of a game too. But yeah, I thought Edmondson played well. I thought generally the whole team played well. You could have put Carey Price on there too. So yeah, that's game 2. We'll be back tomorrow with the Arizona Coyotes 2021 review, along with the game review for game 3 between New York and Tampa. That could be a series changer. So yeah. Thank y'all for watching, for our support. Thank y'all for staying awake to watch my crappy content. My content's not that bad, right? I hope. But anyways, thank y'all for watching and for our support. I really do appreciate it. We're getting to almost 40 subscribers away from 900, where when we hit 800 at the beginning of the playoffs, you'll love to see it. So thank y'all for watching and for our support. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.